Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is our quilt in the back. And I'm gonna go this way because I have this great tree with these little ornaments on it. So this is a pattern that's called Chopsticks, and Chris made this for us using Tim Holtz fabrics. So what's the item number on this one, Jen?
It should be at the top of the screen.
288.
288, and the price is
$84.99.
$84.99 less 15%. So you only have 24 hours to get the 15%. Then it goes back up to regular price.
So what's all in the kit?
Okay, so what is in the kit is going to be the pattern, the fabrics, half yards here, because, and you will use every piece of fabric just like Chris does. I'll show you that in a minute. And then this is your cross pieces here. All right, and this is your ruler that you need for the kit. So this whole thing concludes this kit. You need backing, batting, and thread, which we can help you with thread too. All right, and batting. Batting we still sell online. So when I say you'll use every bit of this, Chris is infamous. So she has used for her backing any of her leftover fabric. Sorry, I'm in the way. Can you see, get that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so everything is there for you. And then we also have this great fabric. We have a light and a dark, and I think this just goes absolutely wonderful with the Tim Holtz. So this pine leaves and things. I think it's great. We have limited kits available. When they're sold out, they're sold out. We cannot reorder this fabric. We cannot make any more kits than they're there. So make sure.
Is the ruler included in the kit?
Yes, the ruler is included in the kit. So it is the ruler, this fabric, I don't know how much is in there, 2.5 yards?
It's 2.5.
2.5, and then these half yards and the pattern. So that is what's included in the kit. It's ready to go, ready for you to make. Chris, how'd you feel about making that kit?
Well, it was a team effort because a member of the guild, Tina, who's here tonight, cut the pattern out for me. I pieced it, very, very easy to piece.
Mm-hmm.
And then another guild member quilted it. But it was a fun quilt. It's the second one I've made of that pattern, and it's a nice pattern to make.
It's really just a nice pattern. It's great. Good. Okay. All right. Any other questions about the kit? So everybody knows it's very complete. You need backing fabric, which we've given you some awesome choices there for the backing, and you can order those as well. And then we also we have lots of thread that is already in comment sold as well. That's available to you. Oh, one of the things I want to say is on the tab for tonight, it's got the date for tonight. Those are the items that are eligible for the 15% discount. If you would like to buy other items in the store, please do. They just are not subject to the 15% discount. Okay, just want to make that little clarification. All right, so the project our audience is working on, and what I want to show you is this little bird here. So we like birds. They can be very holiday, but most of us leave them up all the time. So they kind of stay up. So, and then these are some strips, just tiny strips that usually go into the trash. So how did I get this pattern? Well, it's a wood block. So our wood blocks are really wonderful to use for hand stitching or machine stitching. So I took the wood block, I put some textile paint on it, dabbed it, and I stamped on this felt. It also works really well for stamping on like real wool. So this is got some synthetic in it, but it's what I could find at home. So I went from this to this. Okay. Now, yes, I have to keep my needle there or I'll lose it. What I also do with these is we made one in paper. So this is a stamp of the bird as well. And I didn't do the hanger yet, and then it has it'll have some stuff hanging off the edges of it. So that is our paper bird. And it started with this same wood block here, which is loaded. Now, so what our audience is working with are the birds. And these were just hand stitched with eleganza threads, cotton threads. And you can see I covered as much of it as I could. I just made up the stitches. There is just no right or wrong here. It's very easy. And I sewed it outside. So there's no turning after this baby. You stitch it, leave the bottom open, and we're gonna stuff it. And then you just sew the bottom closed and easily tie on the little things afterwards. But my magic is I stuff my birds and my dolls with cotton. So this is going to be so much thicker than polyfill, and it gives you just a much better feel. Like if you're using a doll and you have a neck or you have a beak on your bird, this is going to, you fluff them out a little bit, use your great knitting needle, and you poke that into your bird. So we'll get closer to showing everybody how to do that on there. So we also have, this is fabric. It's a muslin, and it's a different bird print. It just happened to be one that I had. And we did a how do you use it with some, what do you call these stuff? Gel medium. They're Sharon, what are they? No, the gel, the green stuff.
Gelatos?
No.
The stencil butter.
Stencil butter! Ding,
Stencil-
ding, ding! All
stencil
right, Chris
butter.
has got it. Stencil butter. So we.
From this far
I
away.
know. I was a trick question for you. You see the shiny stuff? Okay. So we did a previous live about using stencil butter. So I actually took my fabric that I made some testing and sampling on that has some paint and stuff, and I made some birds. And then this is another one where I actually did that there. Okay. So we have one improvement. You can see my wings are a little, just kind of a little limp, for lack of a better way to say it. And if I had used Terrio Magic on these, and I may still try to figure out a way to do it while they're still attached. It is, yeah, spray them. It is going to make these a little bit more firm. So the first time I ever found out about Terrio Magic, I was in Houston, and their whole booth was fabric flowers. And the flowers stood out. They came off the canvases. They did not have them as a quilt, but had them on canvases. And it is a non-edible starch. Okay, I know there's a better way to say that, but it's not going to attract bugs. Okay, traditional starch that we've all had in all our linens and things that you keep stored is going to attract bugs. They're going to eat the linen and that type of stuff. So this is not going. It's not going to attract that. But I think if I spray my little wings here and on this one, they will be a little bit better. So. Anyway, so please think about your fabric scraps that you try testing of your products on. Think about fabric paper. We have information about that as well. It's a way of using papers. If you coat them with Mod Podge or gel medium, you can create this with paper, not just fabric. So it's very, very easy to do. All right, so let's see how those guys are doing because they didn't get any instructions. And I wasn't going to show you mine. So are you stitching away? Oh, look at that. That's great. Cool. Yeah? Let me see yours. Ooh, cool. Look, see? It's awesome. Everybody has different ways of doing it. Awesome.
You're being so good and quiet.
They've been threatened. Look at this. Everybody's got great ideas. See, this is so wonderful to see other ways people do things. And it didn't take me. Oh, you're using the ribbon. Oh, brave soul. Using the ribbon. Okay. It didn't take me very long to stamp these. I think that's.
Suzanne's.
Oh, yeah, French knots, right? Yes, I thought they screamed French knots. Very easy to print them. I was really pleased with how the block rendered on the wool.
Say again, she loves working with the wonderful threads.
Loves working with wonderful threads, which is what we're working with now. So I actually think I will make a few more of these, and as I said, they're not, holiday specific, but boy, they'll look really nice on the tree. So, and you can see these, lots of ideas for these Scandinavian stars. I know they're on Pinterest. I know you can get some instructions. These were made by Kathy. These are made by Barb. We're not getting into directions on that. We just want to inspire you there. And she brought our little tree in so we could see it. So.
Judy, your mom says fish are just as much as Christmas as birds.
Okay, she is correct. But I didn't make fish yet. I think that's a hint. Okay.
That's because she has a place at the beach.
Yeah, she always wants fish. Okay, so now that one, I think. Okay, so this is another good one for Terrio Magic. So Interior Magic actually does come with, a sprayer. This is a great idea. I have to say, Chris came up with a wonderful idea. It was really very cool. So, some people use hexes for paper piecing. I am not one of those people yet. So this is a large hexie. So this is a 2-inch hexie. And Chris came up with the idea of why don't we use it as an ornament? So okay, let's figure that out. So there was 2 options. We could take fabric, use the hexie to cut the pattern out and remove the fabric, spray it with Texture Magic, and it does have some stiffness to it. Okay, so we did that. Then one more step is, why don't we leave this in? So what I did was I took fabric and I put Misty Fuse on it, and I fused it, and I did it a wide enough strip so I had it down the back here and another strip here. So I could fold it over and I lined these up as long as I could do the fabric, folded them over, ironed both sides, and I get a little more stiffness to it because I left my paper in and I added fusible to it. So I liked that idea, and we took 3 of them and sewed them together to get this. And they really hold their stiffness. And you can just put a little thing with a knot on there to make your loop. And there you have your hexie ornament. So multiple ways of doing it, and these comes with a lot. 25 pieces, 2-inch hexies, $4.49. Very easy to do. Now, the other thing that we have with the same idea of doing this ornament that's three-dimensional, is, of course, we have a large selection of glitter fabric. So we have red, gold, green, lots of other colors. And we have Indian paper. So I did roughly cut, as you can see, 2 circles out, and I glued them together. I think fusing them would have been a little bit faster. So I used this, which is a Creative Grids circle. So I just traced these, layered up the paper, and cut them. So they have 2 sizes, and we even have smaller ones that are Suspargo circles. So I definitely would fuse them.
But they're the same.
Same.
I mean, similar
same
to this,
idea,
but
same idea, but different sizes, a little bit smaller.
yeah, they go down to.
Oh, okay, here we go. 1, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 2 inches to 3 inches. So these are fun to have too. All right. So then what I did was, by using this, I have a little bit of a collection of sari, and this is the chunky sari. So I sewed it like this so it had a little bit of a tail, and then come up and have a loop so that it'll hang. So the glitter's really fun. I think I would definitely have fused the glitter, and the pieces that you get in the box with the one color, there's lots of it. So you can like make the whole family have their pieces. And I just did 2 circles. So.
Did you sew them together on the machine?
I did sew them together on the machine. So.
Is that the same as the piece hanging with the bells?
Yes. So that is the piece. And this is using the newspaper sari that we have also.
So Jeannie has a good idea.
Yeah?
If you fuse the ribbon or the thread in the center when you fuse the fabric,
Ah, that would be a good idea.
you can add beads to the bottom or make a tassel,
Yep.
which is what you did.
With the bells.
But what you were using the newspaper yarn.
Yes. And I just sewed it because it was one thing that hung down versus 2 pieces. This was much easier to deal with. So I had to literally sew one side first and then flip it and sew this side next. I tried to do them both at the same time, but that didn't work out so well. So I had to do that. But this, you only have 1 string, and that would be a great idea. So, and the paper, the Indian paper is very strong. So if you have other paper, maybe you block printed some paper or you jelly plated some papers and you have those and they're thick enough where you can stabilize them with something else, and you really have made your own creation all the way from the blank paper.
Well, Barbara said on this other, the star that she made, for stabilizing that, she used
Cardboard, right?
index cards.
Oh, index
She had a whole
cards.
stack of index cards she didn't use anymore.
Yeah. And so those are pretty stiff as well. All right, and then this one. I obviously found a jar of bells because I put them on everything. All right. Do we have any questions? Any other suggestions? Who watching tonight has made an ornament that they love, they take out every year, or maybe, I don't know, my aunts always made ornaments and gave them to everybody in the family. I think we still.
Oh, Suzanne said she's raised her hand.
Suzanne, what do you have that you made?
I can't count them.
You can't count them? You made lots of them?
I made the fish, your fish pattern.
Yes, the fish pattern. Anybody else make a ornament that you bring out every year or you gave away as gifts that's special? Anybody online?
The other thing you made last year was the sari.
The,
Oh, great.
yeah, the thread spools. The thread spools. All right. And then this glamour thread, you could use that to stitch. You could zigzag and just leave long tails. So this thread is definitely sparkly. Veronica, glamour. Sparkles. There you go. This will go through the top of your machine. So this can be.
A little bit attacked back here. She's got her number.
No, we're just introducing her.
So there's also thicker threads, razzle, dazzle, and they're actually on our website and they are on sale as well. So what we're going to show you now, oops, here's my other circle. Those would be the ones I missed. So this piece here, if you can see that, is just a little garland. And again, it's mounted on sari ribbon that I had to iron because I got a little frustrated. It doesn't come ironed, it doesn't come flat, it comes round, kind of twisted and folded, but it made it much easier to sew these on with them. So what I started with, bring this down. I started with circles, and so these units were created separately. And for me, I just had miscellaneous wool pieces already around. And I cut them into squares, and then I rounded the edges, and they became my circles. I did light stitching on there with contrasting colors and did 3 layers. But what really made it was the polymer clay buttons. They were just perfect. So we had a creative mind who moved, and she brought me her precious jars of her polymer buttons. So I used them on this garland. And again, you could do it in holiday colors if you wanted to, but this to me is something that I will leave up all the time. And what we've added to the store are going to be circles and pieces of the Suspargo wool. This wool feels so good to stitch on. Sorry, better than the felt I gave you guys. Yeah. Yes. Don't go through the whole thing. Just go through the half of it, the top. Skim the top and you'll be better.
So we got a couple answers of ornaments.
Oh, good.
Lori hand smocks ornaments.
Ooh, wow. Please post that in the Creative Minds. I would love to see these suggestions.
And Jennifer does pine cone ribbon ornaments.
Oh, I looked at those. Those would be cool too. Need pictures in Creative Minds.
And if they post it in Creative Minds and tag it Christmas,
They will be eligible to win a gift certificate. $25 for artistic artifacts. And it can be in store or it can be online. So the more that you post, it increases your chances of winning the gift certificate. Tag it Christmas, holiday. What's the tag official?
hashtag Christmas.
Hashtag Christmas. All right. Anybody else tell us about their ornaments?
That's all I see on here so far.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
No, Lynn says I have needlepoint and cross stitch ornaments I made 30 plus years ago.
Oh.
Yep, so do I.
I
So
bet
do I.
those are nice. I bet those are nice. Please post them. It doesn't matter when you made them. We want to see what you did. So that is Facebook, Artistic Artifacts, Creative Minds. So that is a private group. If you're not part of that, please ask to join the group. There's a couple questions that you answer.
Not anymore. It's just, it's an,
It's an, okay, right.
yeah.
So,
No,
you
no
do have to
questions
ask to
needed,
join.
just join.
Just join. All right. So these packs by Sue Spargo, so they give you, you would only really need a couple packs, and it's going to give you a variety of colors to make your circles. And of course, these, if you wanted to stay at this size, she uses these. We have pre-cut circles, and they're this size and smaller. But these are the most useful ones, in my opinion, but that's because I work a little bit larger. And then our polymer buttons. We also have lots of other buttons. So we have bags by colors. We have metallic. We have pink and red. These are some funky little Indian buttons that have been crocheted. So there's lots of things that you could use in the middle of your garland. So I really like this. It's going to hang in my window, in my studio. I don't have a window in my office. All right. So, and that is one of the reasons why so what happened was I made my circles, and when I stitched the buttons on, I stitched it to the sari. So when this went on, I stitched it on like a regular button, and that was when I attached it. And to be honest, I thought I was going to put more space between these. So I was kind of going big, small, big, small, big, small. And then it looked like it was too much space. And I went back and added them. So I thought it would look so much better doing that. All right. So let's see. I think we're up to sewing, right? We have, let me just tell you a couple more things that we have. We have these are our 2-yard packs. They're miscellaneous fabrics, so your fabric could be anywhere from 2 inches to 17 inches, and we've focused on having these as holiday. They are in the Comment Sold store. This is wonderful.
They're the width of the fabric.
Width of the fabric, 44 inches wide.
But they would be good for making the hexagon ornaments.
Ornaments. Yep. This is a surprise pack for Wonderfill for holidays. We have, as I said, we have the Glamour in multiple colorways. So those are all eligible for 15% off. We do have this Santa panel we've put in here. You'll see this next week also. But this is a panel that we have kitted. So there's a light colorway and a dark colorway. So this panel is the same, and then you have your binding. So you have your border and your binding. So these are our ideas that we had for you there. So those are all kitted and ready to go. And then we have the pillowcases that we mentioned before. And there's 6 different colorways. 8 colorways. And so they have the cuff, the tab, and the body of the pillow is how it goes. So this is your cuff, and this is the body of your pillowcase.
And Dudley's doing a Facebook Live on how to make the pillowcases?
Yes, yes. That is going to be on July 16th. All right. So, one of this fabric is really cool. So it was just kind of, let me see if I'm going to flip it at you, Kyle. You can see this spot right here, and you know we have this focus on circles, and I don't do a lot of fussy cutting if I do any at all, but it just kind of said, oh, nutcracker. And here we go, the sugar plum, and these are Dear Stella fabrics. So we all in my family went to the Nutcracker. It was either a friend's kid was in the Nutcracker. We once or twice got to go to the Kennedy Center Nutcracker. It was always a Nutcracker. I don't know. Anybody else go to the Nutcracker growing up?
Every year.
Every year, right? So I thought that these would be fun to make a little picture frame. So this was the first one I started. So this is perfect. I used a bigger piece of wool, but really these are all you need for these small hoops. And I'm sorry we don't have the small hoops, but those other stores that remain not named possibly have them, but I would also check thrift stores because they have hoops all the time. So I used my circle cutout. First I fused my fabric, Misty Fuse. I fused my Nutcracker fabric. Then I cut out my circle and well, okay, never mind. Okay, first I did my Nutcracker fabric. I fused it. Then I took my wool and I put it in the hoop to make sure I had the right size wool. All right, then I took it out of the hoop and I ironed this down. So, and I actually didn't sew any of this in the hoop. I took the hoop off. At first, I used the Alana wool thread here. And I stitched this with it, and I didn't like it. It was just too wimpy for me. So I thought, okay, what can I do? Well, I thought, I think we use this in a sewing machine. So I was going to try it on the sewing machine, and I'll show you that result in a minute. But this one, with the wimpy hand stitching, I took Eleganza 8 Pearl and went back and made those leaves stronger. So that's there. But I'm going to hopefully show you what I did on my Bernina with the Alana wool. So
Want to check in on your
yes,
stitchers?
yes. See how they're going? Kyle.
All right. Oh, wait. Here we go. Now, what are these?
Beads?
Beads? What kind of beads?
I don't know. Available.
Available beads. The best kind.
That's right.
All right, next up. Ooh, more ribbon. Okay.
Looks good to me. I like it.
All right. Can I see? Are you in the middle of something here? Oh,
I just haven't stopped.
thank you. I see that. You you got started before we started filming.
This is my happy
Wow.
place, these threads and the stitching.
I can see why. That's amazing. Here we go. Okay, over here. More fill in. Very nice. And we're back.
Okay.
Did you break it?
Not yet.
Okay.
All right. So I took,
Come on this side.
you gotta come on that side. I took Alana and I have put it on the spool. I have threaded it through all of the tensioning devices and brought it down. And I changed my needle to be a 100 size needle. So not only does the needle threader work, and it went through with the needle threader, it actually was really easy to thread, even though it's this wool. Scissors. Oh, there they are. Okay. So, has anybody tried this before? Have they worked with Elan in their sewing machine? I know Liz Kettle has.
It's the wool.
It's so cool. All right, now I'm gonna have to remember where my leaves were. Fudge, I didn't write it down. Of course. Okay, there's my leaves. So I can do leaves, I can do flowers. Okay, I did 139, that's what I did. Okay, now I have 139, I have 9 millimeters wide. That was why I want to use this machine, a 570 or 770, those series are an 8, because they're gonna give you a wider stitch. You can do this with any other machines, but it's not gonna give you a wide enough stitch. I mean, it's gonna give you a 5.5 millimeter stitch. Okay, and I have white thread in the bobbin, which is probably not a great idea, but it works. Cutters. Here. So you can see I tried a couple of different patterns. It's a very thin thread. It's really nice.
I think it's 28 weight, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Okay, so this sample I did twice around. Now, you could use the circle Bernina attachment, but I didn't. So it might have been a little bit easier if I had. But I just winged it, which is normal. My foot pedal is in the car. I was really pleased at how this machine stitched. It was really very carefree. I'm using this foot that is open so I can see how it's working its way around the circle. It doesn't need a stabilizer because of the wool. So if you were to try this on cotton, it's going to act differently. But because we're using wool, we already have a stabilizer in that fact that it's a wool fabric. Really excited about this. Look at that, isn't that cool? It's so cool. It's awesome. So then I would just go around again to get the second row. And then I took the berries are in this color here, and I did hand stitch those French knots. So that's what we did. It was really exciting when it worked. It was so fun. All right, so what else do we have back here? We have some map kind of ornaments. We're waiting for some more fabric that is great for buntings or what's another word for bunting?
Garlands.
Garlands. All right, so this, I think I'm gonna make those out of here. They're coming soon. They have not arrived. So and there's, sometime in July. July is a long month. So these, I think, would really be great buntings that you could use on your mantle and make them as a garland. So they would work perfectly for that. So I think that there's more to come with those. I love those because I can keep them up all the time. I can, as I said, who doesn't want to say I believe every day? I believe. So I think that they're great. I do make garlands for Valentine's Day and other holidays and things. Flowers, we have some nice flower panels that we have a couple of new panels, I think. Check them on our website, that would work.
Saturday morning, Facebook Live.
Saturday morning, Facebook Live, all about panels. I can't get one made that fast, but watch for them. We'll definitely post it. So Jen did lots of these little ornaments with maps, the dictionary pages. There's lots of great ideas for paper.
All our found paper.
All our found papers. We have a great amount of found paper. Okay, so does anybody know the coupon code? I want you guys to all out in the audience to tell me what the coupon code is.
DIY 15?
DIY 15. All right. So you're going to be able to shop on the app a little bit quicker. Facebook works. We're welcome to have you shop on Facebook with us. So, but please remember to use your coupon and hit the apply button so that it shows up. The other important information is the coupon is good for 24 hours. Please share with your friends. Share, definitely share the coupon codes. Share the comments sold login, the app information with your friends. So that it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And $75 gets you free shipping, and we will combine from the website and the comments sold.
So you want to see how your stitches
Yeah, I
are
want to
doing?
see how they're doing, what they got going. All right. Oh my goodness.
I don't wanna
The
alarm you,
detail.
but there's a man following you.
Yes, there is. Yep. Look at you. Oh yeah, now I see the
available beads.
the available beads. And the definitely rocking and rolling bird.
Very confused by my work.
No, I love it. It's great.
She wasn't expecting it.
But that's what makes it awesome, is that I wasn't expecting it. So, yes, great.
It's interesting to see the fill-in and the different ways that everyone does it.
That's it, fill in. I know. And I found my hand did get a little tired on this the synthetic felt.
That was a good tip to just go
But
halfway through.
yeah, to not go, I figured that one out myself because my hand hurt too. So Veronica's got the ribbon going. Just great, great. How are we doing here?
Very, very simple. But
Yeah.
I love blue and white together,
Yes. Look.
so little teeny yellow beak.
I know, but that's pretty important beak. I was like, am I gonna stitch on my beak? And I thought, no, I'm not. And then I thought, oh yes, it needs it. See, it needs it. Even that little chain stitches. Little chain stitches.
over
Yeah.
What is this one? It's like a satin stitch?
Satin stitch.
Cool.
Yeah.
With the variegated wonderful.
Yeah.
Love when you stitch it out, you get the
All the different
different
Colors.
colors, right? So I'll fill in after I've done the outlining.
It's great.
Everybody at home
It's
is
fun.
giving lots of love, that it looks fun and cute. It was fun to watch, lots of good ideas.
Good. Okay. I think that's what I have for you tonight. I presented the schedule. We have lots of events, like all the time, but especially this month. And we have Facebook Live on Saturday when we're talking about panels. I will pop in and out next week when I am able to make announcements and things from Bernina, which I anticipate being able to do that. There's some new things coming down the pike. And if everybody has their questions answered, I'll be happy to, hopefully you can shop away and email us if you have any questions. We'll answer our emails in the morning. So,
And we'd love to see what they create from your ideas.
yes, we would. So please post creative, artistic artifacts, creative minds is for you to post and be part of that community and interact over a distance. So please do that. And if you put hashtag Christmas, you're gonna be eligible to win our gift certificate of $25. So that's pretty cool too. So every month we have a theme, and when you post for that theme, your name is in for a random drawing. So thank you everyone for being here, and I appreciate very much that you're part of our community, and have a happy July.